see. Let's make sure we're live. Okay, it looks like we're up and going now. Tremendous. Wonderful. What's up, Greg Gold Ghost? Billy from Boston, Rhonda, Kentucky. What's up, Greg, my man? How are you? Wonderful to see everybody. Adrian from Queens, New York. Hello, Holly. Holly from New York. Any first timers out there? Any first timers? Rhonda in Ohio, welcome. What's up, LA? LA, your video is making it around Twitter like crazy, but they got the 26 seconds from the nurse, but you're still in the picture. Eva from Brisbane, Australia, welcome. Joseph from Washington, hello. Hi, Janice. Don from Wisconsin, hello. Megan in Ocala, welcome, Megan. Hey, Megan, it's the family. Awesome. Cindy from Jersey, hello. Christy and Lisa from Virginia Beach, and Douglas from Utah. And Nico thinks the Earth is flat. Well, great. I'm gonna do some flat Earth this weekend. I'm gonna study a little bit more. What's up, Jimmy Scaringi? Jimmy, hey, here's a little open invitation. My good buddy Jimmy Scaringi jumped on, and he is a massive advocate for children's health and to stop the disgusting, destroying vaccines in America and the world. And Jimmy is a very passionate speaker. And how many people would like to hear Jimmy, who is also a natural health care provider, to come on sometime, open invitation, to chat with me one night, and we'll do the show together, and we'll get his opinion on the whole thing, because he's not passionate at all. How many people would like that? That would be fun. All right. Yes. Nice. Kathy, hello. Oh, we got lots of yeses, Jimmy. That means it's game on. Let's see. Emily from Texas, welcome. I saw Perth, Australia, Miami, Dallas, and Miami. Yes. Dr. Troy Dukowitz, hello, sir. Hello, Sandra. Hello, how are you? Bob, hello. Beautiful, welcome. Let's see, Monica, welcome. Beautiful. Sue, welcome. David Snyder wants me to run for president with him. I don't know. I'll run for president after this whole thing is over without the elite involved. How about that? Because I'd like to live, truly, honestly. Dr. Michael J. Price from Omaha, Nebraska. Welcome. Hello there. We're going to dive in here in 1 second. Let's see. Okay. John Roberts. Okay. Sunshine Coast, Australia. Judy, welcome. Zoe from Winter Park. Hi, Zoe. Robin from Groveland. I'm finding out that guys, by the way, yes, crypto is down today. XRP is down today. You know what that means? There's a sale. Go buy more. So when everyone freaks out that XRP is down to 26 cents, that means I go buy more. Don't worry, it's not going to plummet. What's happening is the globalists are deathly afraid right now. So they are, let me tell you, once it's announced that XRP is part of the monetary transfer system, it's going to explode and you're going to be very happy. I guarantee it. So speaking of that, I'm starting off with finance tonight. Tonight is going to be a challenging show because you're going to see some things that will concern you. I'm going to show you some things. First of all, regarding President Obama, I still don't even like calling him president now that I know what's going on. We're going to see some interesting video of him. And then also I'm going to show you how to destroy a republic and how to restore a republic. So that's going to be later on in the show. And I love bringing you financial information. And that's where we're going to start. But Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network, your source for health, freedom, and knowledge. Let's rock and roll. Now, can I show you, can I explain something to you that's going on? First of all, the president was in Pennsylvania tonight. Pennsylvania, yeah. And massive crowd. All right, massive crowd. Gloria says, call him Barry. Oh, you're going to see what you're going to call him tonight after I show you some stuff. Okay, you're going to be a little blown out tonight. All right. So, first of all, this is what I see going down. The new, or I'm sorry, let's go with this. On August 6th, they tried out the quantum financial system behind the scenes, and it worked. They're also disconnecting the SWIFT financial system. Okay? What's going on right now is the Fed Now service. Do you remember many shows ago I taught you about the Fed Now service? Well, the Fed Now service is running. Get ready. They're going to, in the next stimulus, the one that Pelosi is refusing to show up for, which is about, I think, $1.3 trillion off my last guess. She's refusing to show up for. I have a feeling there is going to be a digital ID as well as possibly a voter ID tied to it. All right. So what happens there? Well, the SWIFT global system has been disconnected. And they're going to plug in the QFS, the quantum financial system. When they plug it in, you're going to get paid directly the FedNow system. Now, how I think this occurs is, now keep in mind, people are going to freak out a little bit, okay? Because you're used to having banks. Did you know that? You are so comfortable with having banks. What happens when the banking system is no longer in and now they go to a digital quantum financial system that is run by the Fed but is controlled by the United States Treasury? Now, the scary part about that is we are so used to banking systems that the idea of the Federal Reserve / Treasury controlling all the money sounds almost very communistic, socialistic. However, that's what the Constitution calls for. Now, the Constitution doesn't call for a Federal Reserve, but it calls for a U.S. Treasury dictating the funds to the public. But you're so used to banks that people are going to be scared to death when it goes to the government handing out your money. Now, it also sounds like a global world order. It could sound like that. That's why people are like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And I've been watching this behind the scenes. When I had my crypto guy on months ago now, he and I agreed that you're going to have two systems come apart. You're going to have the old globalist system, and you're going to have a new system that the U.S. works off of. And they're going to run parallel. Okay? So, the globalist system is going to long-term fade away and die. And the new system, new system is going to skyrocket over a period of time, but it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. That's where Ripple comes in, or XRP. Now, I need to clarify this, okay? So, XRP is the coin. That is the thing you invest in. Ripple is the platform that XRP is on. Now, this is how it's going to work, how I've been reading. You'll still have the global economic system by the IMF, International Monetary Fund, globalism. All right? And then you have American system, which is constitutional republic. So what happens if you want to change money back and forth between the US and another country, or you want to trade gold and silver in? Guess what global system is going to do that? XRP Ripple. And then you'll have your national cryptos, which will also go global. And then you should most likely have a national, hopefully, United States note, which I showed you a couple days ago. Now, I don't know if that's what it looks like. That's a mock-up from an artist, but I would like it. You can't get rid of a Federal Reserve System overnight. So this is the other thing. People will panic. Okay? Ron Paul wanted... So this is the problem. Ron Paul is too nice. He just is. And I don't say that in a mean way. Ron Paul is just a great guy. Ron Paul wanted to go through a very official way of handling the Fed, which was audit the Fed and then end the Fed. He wanted to audit it by Congress and then end it. This is the problem. Congress is not going to audit the Fed because Congress is involved. So Ron Paul wanted to do it the right way, but not going to happen. Then you have President Trump, who understands how the cabal, the deep state works, maybe even Kennedy Jr. behind the scenes. And remember Herschel Walker said something about sometimes you just got to run people over? Well, Ron Paul and Rand Paul really were not the people to run over the Federal Reserve. President Trump is the mentality, like Herschel Walker, to run over the Federal Reserve. And I think that's what he did, was take it over and they merge it. The Treasury buys it up after they bankrupt it. And then they turn it into pennies on the dollar and the Treasury buys it up. And then again, you have a U.S. Treasury system that prints the United States of America's money. Guess what? That actually right now looks a little socialistic, but it's not. That's how the founding fathers wanted it. The United States Treasury, backed by gold, silver, platinum, possibly other commodities and other metals, backs the United States notes as well as the crypto. And then Ripple is also backed by a global gold reserve, most likely, and will handle everything else. Now, could that change? But that possibly, but that's what I see right now. I actually talked to a friend tonight. We went over a little bit. I had two friends that I talked over it with a little bit. And that's where I think I see it going. Now, let me dive into Barry. I'm going to show you a speech that you guys have never seen before, most likely. This is actually on YouTube, but it's not well seen. And it's actually, the channel is Kenya Citizen TV. Now I have 3 clips to show you of this video, okay? I'm going to show you these 3 clips because they're very, very, very fascinating. Where is Barry from? I have 2 viewpoints tonight, and both of them are not America. So let me show you this video because it's quite captivating. Here we go.
Habari. Erokomano. It's good to be back. Thank you so much, all of you, for this extraordinary welcome. And I am grateful for your hospitality. I am grateful for your friendship. It is a joy to be back with so many people who are family to me and so many people who claim to be family to me. Everybody's a cousin. You know, I'm going to just stray from my prepared remarks for a moment.
Now, I'm going to take this forward a little bit because there's about 3 minutes in here that I really need you to see. Now, he already joked about family in Kenya, which is interesting. Now, listen to this.
A sense of satisfaction that no five-star hotel could ever provide. Because it connected you to your past, and it connected you to the stories of those who came before you, and it grounded you and gave you a sense of place that then fortified you for the future. And when I think about what Alma has now accomplished in building this center, what I think about is that first night in the yard and that first night going to sleep without running water or indoor plumbing. And the fact that because she knew where she came from, because she understood her story and how it connected to the past and how it connected to the other young people in this community who maybe hadn't had as much opportunity as we had or had been quite as lucky. It was out of that spirit that the wonderful facility that we see today has been built. So I tell you that story because I could not be prouder of what my sister has accomplished. And I think it makes all of us who are Obamas or claim to be Obamas extraordinarily proud.
Huh, interesting.
Now, 3 years ago, I visited Kenya as the first sitting American president to come from Kenya.
Hold on a second. Oh, whoa. Let's replay that.
Sitting American president to come from Kenya.
Let me back that up a little bit.
Kenya as the first sitting American president to come from Kenya.
What? What?
And when I was president, it was a little bit harder to get up here because my plane didn't fit the tarmac up here. And while 3 years ago my sister Alma introduced me before I gave a speech, today I'm really coming as a brother, as a citizen of the world, as someone with a connection to Africa, to talk about the importance of what, but also to create a larger context for what's possible. You know, as I was preparing for my remarks today, I thought about in that first visit in Alma's apartment in Nairobi, she had a poster. I don't know if you remember this. It was of a beautiful African woman. She looked a little bit like Alma, and her face was tilted upward, and over the poster it said, "I have a dream."
So he's bringing all that in. Now, the last minute that I want us to listen to here, And I'm just looking for cute clue words here because you heard the bulk of it, but listen, last minute, just listen to how he speaks.
So thank you, Masai. Thank you, Giants of Africa. I want to thank, obviously, all the people who made this possible, the incredible generosity that has been shown. But as I looked around, I saw something that was less concrete. It wasn't bricks and mortar. I saw possibility. The hope that we can become something bigger than we are. The thought about all the young people in the years to come who will learn here and grow here and dream bigger than they do. You know, Kenya has made extraordinary strides in recent decades. The barriers to progress that a young Kenyan faces today aren't as rigid as the ones that might have faced previous generations. A young Kenyan doesn't have to do what my grandfather did.
Oh, really?
And serve a foreign master.
Huh.
A young Kenyan doesn't have to do what my father did.
Oh.
And leave home in order to get an education. So there's been real progress in this amazing country.
Okay, I gotta get him off because I can't tolerate. Let me tell you. I can't tolerate what they've done to our nation. Now, for anybody who says CGI, that wasn't Africa. He's on a stage. The picture behind him is it's a backdrop. It's not CGI. It's him. All right. It's him. POTUS, before he ever ran for president, knew he was not an American citizen. Now, I'm not even sure he's African because the next thing I go to after this, but before I get to that, he is the Antichrist, but not how people think the Antichrist is coming. He already is here. It's him. He's running a shadow presidency behind the scenes. He is the Antichrist consciousness. He is either a complete test tube baby, literally, or the elite literally farmed him. So, this is where he talks about being Kenyan, but at the same time, my next stuff talks about him being Indonesian, and I'm going to show you that as well. Either way, he's not American. But also, they created him possibly out of a test tube. No joke. As the person to help pull the trigger for the New World Order, going into an anti-consciousness state where they put us all to sleep. Literally. And guess what? The plan got screwed up because they never expected her to lose. Hillary was in on it with him the whole way. But he is still out campaigning because I will tell you, I will give him credit. He can speak like nobody's business. He actually, I did this on purpose. As I watched this earlier, I just listened as if it was a speech. That's it. Didn't care who he was. You know what he does? The way he talks, the way he segments out his speaking, and I'm a professional speaker on stages. I get paid to speak, so I understand how you speak in certain ways. He segments out his points. And you know what it does? It hypnotizes you. He is literally pulling people in by hypnotization. Now, I don't know if he's still alive or not. That's a whole different point. Whatever. This was what it was. All right? He has put to sleep. Because keep in mind, the Antichrist is not how the Bible was altered. I told you that. You don't have to believe me. It is. It's proven. Remember when he ran and he was president in the very beginning, even though America didn't all love him, but a large chunk of America did, or he wouldn't have got elected. He literally hypnotized the people of the world. When he traveled across the seas, people showed up by the millions. They literally bought into the whole thing. I'm telling you, people are not going to like this, but he was the Antichrist, and the current president, I am being convinced on a daily basis, is of the lineage of King David. They're saying reincarnation of King David, and is here to right the ship and turn our attention back towards God, our Creator. This is what I'm studying. This is what I'm reading. You don't have to agree. You don't have to like it. Guys, I'm not trying to interpret your book for you. I'm reading from that and how it connects to what is going on in the world right now. I believe we're heading into what is considered, I guess, the 1,000 years of peace. And we have been through the New World Order. The last part was, if she had been elected, you throw them into the deep state full blown. Now, I want to take you to the next part, because this shows even deeper information, and this gives you a background into possibly Indonesia, okay? So let me show you this. First one is this picture has been proven not to be photoshopped, but they don't know where it was taken. Many of you probably have seen it. Okay? This is not photoshopped. They've actually taken it through the filters, and it is not photoshopped, but they can't confirm that that's him, but it looks very similar to him. All right? There you go. Now, let me take you over here. Who is Obama? Let me take away my little thing there. Good, so you guys can see. Whoops, there we go. Okay. Who is Obama? Theory. This is theory. We know he's not who he says he is, but here's theory. At some point before traveling to Indonesia, Stanley Ann Dunham met and was impregnated by Subud, not by Obama Sr., which would explain why Obama Sr. was never part of Obama Jr.'s life. Did they meet somewhere in 1960 and he got her pregnant, thus leading to a child who would have several name changes? Barack Hussein Obama, Barack Obama, Barry Obama, Stephen Dunham, Barrow Sotero. What about Barack Hussein Obama, or Sobarka? Barack Hussein Obama, Sobarka, is the name first noticed back in 2011 regarding an application for a passport extension filed by Stanley Ann Sotero in 1968. Sobarka has been suggested is a combination name: So from Sotero, Obama adoptive father, Bar from the Islamic Aramaic meaning son, and Ka, which roughly translates from Indonesian as was, or in some cases in names is used to denote a question regarding who. There is a theory that Dunham traveled to Kenya in 1961, and it has been said that the reason for that trip was to give birth to her child and leave that child with the Obama family. Then there is the theory that Dunham gave birth in Hawaii, which is true, I should say. So those in the Dunham family who want an American son can simply have written the announcement that appeared in the Hawaiian newspaper, as there was never any verification or proof of birth needed to run such an announcement. The Kenyan birth would answer those swirling questions regarding those in Kenya, including his grandmother, who claimed to have been there for the birth, and the claims to Kenyan officials who say that Obama was born in Kenya. Okay? Could she have returned to Hawaii with the son because the Kenyan Obama clan refused to take him? Okay, so now in 1965 or so, Stanley and Dunham then traveled to Indonesia with her son, where she was hired to start an English class, business communications department, and where she recruited and hired several teachers who were members of Subud. Coincidence? Subud, before his spiritual epiphany, was a Muslim, and we are all aware of the monogamous fidelity of that ideology, not to mention the dubious history of such strength of character in cult leaders, especially in those who feel kinship with the Almighty. So, I'm probably not going to read through this whole thing, but Soros is involved. So, was the Obama we know today really fathered by an Indonesian former Muslim and founder of spiritual cult, quite possibly born in Kenya to a mother who too young to legally transfer U.S. citizenship, who attended school in Indonesia as an Indonesian citizen with no record of ever becoming a United States citizen? All right. And then up here, by the way, the woman who had appointed in January 2011 to head the agency in Hawaii that verified Obama's birth certificate, the 1 year he finally, after years of questions, displayed to the world in March 2011, she died in a small plane crash off the coast of Hawaii just a couple months ago at the time of this writing. Okay? So, very, very interesting. Who looks like who? Yeah. Can you tell? So, this is why his Indonesian/Kenyan roots get very, very confusing. And then also, the woman who wrote the birth certificate was installed as the director of the State Department of Health in Hawaii. So, that's the woman, and then she died right after she did that in the plane crash. Interesting. So, I only show you this to say, I'm telling you right now, they're coming after him. The president knows. And this, when I get Jason Q back on, I'm going to have him help explain that this is not just an American problem. This actually goes back, all the way back, to way before BC. And I was looking at that thread today, but I'm not going to go through that thread because I need to break it down more. Jason Q put that thread out a while ago, and it's quite honestly very genius. All right, here we go. Interesting when I bring out the truth is when people get all upset about the show. But, oh well, what are you going to do? Do you guys want to know information, or you not want to know information? Right? Guys, this is all out there. You just have to go look for it. If I'm bending your belief system, then don't go down that road or start studying. You realize our country was infiltrated a long time ago. But this isn't just a recent problem. If this was such a recent problem, why did the President of the United States have to go after Israel? Why? Why did he say, why did Q say Israel would be dealt with last? And why did the president have to go change things over there? Why does the president have to go handle peace in the Middle East? Why? Because two tribes can't get along, but guess what? There was a reason why they can't get along. And you're going to find that out very soon, and it's going to blow people's minds. This is not just a Barack Obama problem. This goes far back before that. Now, I have told you guys many, many times to go read Behold a Pale Horse by William Cooper. Tonight, I'm going to show you some videos of Bill Cooper before he was shot down in his ranch. And when you listen to him, you're going to very, very easily understand why we're in the position we are today and what we have to get done to save our republic. So let me dive right in because there's quite a few videos and I want to make sure we're not going crazy late tonight, okay? I may or may not show the whole thing depending on how far we go because some of the videos, not lengthy, but we'll see. Here we go. Let me go show you the first one. Welcome to Bill Cooper. I'm gonna get off the screen here so you guys can actually see it. Okay. Sports are used to distract us. Here we go.
That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to the radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year. Can you believe this?
And why is that?
It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive and when the people are asking questions and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor? He sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. And he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. And he has great chariot races and football games and all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor. That's why they pay a player on a football team or a baseball team $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a year. It is the Roman circus. I know men who don't know anything in the world except who plays third base for the Mets. And they think that's a great accomplishment. And they meet and pat each other on the back and bond and go have cocktails and talk about what this guy that plays third base for the Mets did in last night's game. It's sad. It's really sad.
Is there any room in a kind of society where these manipulations are not taking place for this type of entertainment or any type of entertainment at all?
If people understand that a game is a game, if people understand that nobody, no matter what they do, is worth paying $2 or $3 million a year for, people should be able to get rich if they want to, by the sweat of their individual labor. Okay? By going out and doing something for the world. Not by taking people's minds away from the emperor. It's a game. Football's a game. Football's a game. But let me tell you something. When 150 of the most powerful men and women in the world can meet in secret in Baden-Baden, Germany, and plot the fate of billions, and nobody even cares about it, but 6 football players go to lunch together, and it's in the headlines across the country, you have a reflection of the society in which that exists. And it is a sick society that is doomed to self-destruction.
So, there is Bill Cooper. If you've never seen Bill Cooper before, Bill Cooper is honestly one of my biggest mentors in the world. And honestly, I will tell you, I wish he was here for me to meet. But I will say that the show you are watching right now is not stealing his ideas, but he is the inspiration for this whole thing. When you have studied him and watched him, as well as others, the Jim Mars of the world, everybody. I studied it and studied it and studied it, and when everything happened at the beginning of the pandemic, I said, it's on. everything I've been studying, it's on. It's go time. It's time to take this to the airwaves to wake people up. I spoke to a distant patient today, I think from the West Coast, and she said, thank you for putting this out there and for helping humanity. And quite honestly, that's what this is for. Because I and my friends who are crazy chiropractors, who are crazy people who believe in UFOs and ETs and quantum physics and natural health and believe in all these weird things that no one else out there understands. And we have been called crazy for years in studying this stuff and screaming from the rooftop. Stop getting vaccinated. It's killing you. It's autism. It's destroying our children. It's finally here. And so the only right thing to do is, instead of studying it and only, is to take the airwaves every single damn night if I have to wake up as many people as humanly possible. Now, Bill Cooper did not like the elite. But this next clip, listen to who he says could break the system. Here we go.
Citizens to understand.
And perhaps what was happening all along.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, you read that book, this man believes in Marxism. This man is a socialist. Not only a socialist, he's an international socialist. He's a globalist. His goal, stated in his book, is to destroy the sovereignty of nations and bring about a one-world Marxist government.
Now, the Carter administration was one extreme, and then we came into the Reagan administration, yet
nothing changed.
Nothing changed. What you're saying is that no matter what the political leanings, they seem to be playing the same game.
As long as you're playing their game, it doesn't matter who you vote for, who you put in office. They all belong to the other side. They're in the pockets of the Illuminati. When you quit electing professional politicians, when you quit electing the guy who looks nice on television because he speaks good and he looks like the guy you wanted to marry or something like that, you're playing right into their hands. You know, they made it so impossible for another Abraham Lincoln to get elected to the office of president that it's a wonder that we even have a chance at all. We need to send people to Congress and to government who are going to clean house. Kick all the members of secret societies out of the bureaucracy. Lock them up. Try them for treason. Because they are traitors.
So one thing that may help is term limitations.
We must have term limitations, and it must be only one term. And forget all this nonsense that anybody who goes to Washington don't know what's happening. They don't know what's happening simply because they haven't taken the time as citizens to understand how our government works before they ever go to Washington. You see, it should be a process that starts in infancy. It works its way up, and everybody should be taking part.
Now, if someone came in to office with this kind of knowledge and with this kind of intent to really push these people out, would they not be eliminated immediately?
Not if they have the people behind them, because what the people would do in one fell swoop, in one election, would elect people who've never served in government before, kick the incumbents out, send citizens to Washington.
In 2016, we put a citizen in the White House. Now in 2018, can we put citizens in Congress? Think about it. Think about it.
And now they're faced with a very real prospect of Donald Trump becoming the leader of the party, and it absolutely drives them crazy. They just cannot imagine sharing. Well, because he's an outsider. He's not them. He's not part of the club. He's uncontrollable. He hasn't been through the initiation rites. He didn't belong to the secret society. And I think that they don't see him they'd have no idea how to relate to him.
Now let's look at the current.
They're taking care of themselves.
The current crop of presidential candidates. Is there anybody even running that represents something that we're talking about here?
No, all of them are New World people. Tsongas, in his book, even everything that he's written touts the New World Order. All of it, right for Tsongas's literature. You're going to see New World Order, New World Order, New World Order, New World Order. Clinton, the governor of Georgia, was selected in 1991 by the Bilderberg, governor of Arkansas, was selected in 1991 by the Bilderberg group in Baden-Baden, Germany, to be the new president of the United States. Remember what happened to Gary Hart? What did he do? He went out on a boat with a woman who wasn't his wife, and he was destroyed. Look at Clinton. What's happened to him? Nothing. The press is on his side. They're helping the guy. You know why? Because he was chosen by the people who own the press to be the next president of the United States. Now, I don't know if he will be or not. That's up to the American people. Mm-hmm. But if they get their way, he will be. Bush is one of the most heinous criminals that's ever walked on the face of the earth. Bush is the man who's been a CIA agent since his college days. He's a member of the Skull and Bones, the Russell Trust. He was initiated in a casket.
You think you're woke? You really think you're awake? You really think you've been red-pilled? Here's what we knew in 1990, and not different than what we knew in 1988, 1985. In fact, by 1990, we were thoroughly aware of the complete Marxist takeover of academia. But when we said it, we were called idiots, cranks, conspiracy theorists, and we were subject to assassination and death. And if you don't believe me, read the story of my friend, Wild Bill Cooper. You know what's really sad? What's really sad is that so many of you, even this very moment, are still struggling with that idea of the complete Marxist takeover of academia. My God, take a look at it, folks. Take a look at it. You're sending your children every day to be brainwashed. You heard what he said. Most of you know that what he said is absolutely true. And he was speaking in 1991. 1991.
Apparently the other night, or within the last week, because I've been getting a lot of email about this, and I even received one telephone call. Apparently somebody called the Alex Jones broadcast and asked him why he didn't have me on the air, or asked him something about me.
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
Alex Jones asked,
because that one doesn't really matter much. What I want to go to is here.
And that, ladies and
a new world order can emerge, a new era, freer from the threat of terror, stronger in the pursuit of justice, and more secure in the quest for peace. An era in which the nations of the world, east and west, north and south, can prosper and live in harmony. 100 generations have searched for this elusive path to peace, while 1,000 wars raged across the span of human endeavor. And today that new world is struggling to be born. A world quite different from the one we've known. A world where the rule of law supplants the rule of the jungle. A world in which nations recognize the shared responsibility for freedom and justice. A world where the strong respect the rights of the weak.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
What is at stake is more than one small country. It is a big idea, a new world order, where diverse nations are drawn together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law. Such is a world worthy of our struggle and worthy of our children's future. Now we can see a new world coming into view. A world in which there is the very real prospect of a new world order. In the words of Winston Churchill, a world order in which the principles of justice and fair play protect the weak against the strong. A world where the United Nations, freed from Cold War stalemate, is poised to fulfill the historic vision of its founders.
Well, I think there are those that realize that moving straight.
So, I'm gonna end there just because I don't want to go all night with this, and there's actually a lot more videos. So what I'll do is I'll actually feed these out over a period of time because he explains exactly how this goes down. He even has a video on Bill Gates and Microsoft from way back when, and so I'll push this out there, okay? But do you see the writing on the wall? And what did he say? He said, the only one, and he didn't say President Trump. Obviously, he probably didn't know at the time. The only one is that one that's not a politician and basically has nothing to gain, goes in and, hold on, just cleans house. And he has to have all the people behind him. What does that sound like? Now, on top of that, he said along with that, he has to have members of the public who will go in and sweep congressional seats and basically have brand new people in Congress. So what do you have right now? You have a billionaire president who is not going to make money off this. He's actually lost a ton of money. He has, all he talks about is patriotic America and children. I've never heard him utter the New World Order. I've never heard him utter any words that even resemble New World Order. He has hundreds of millions of people in not only the U.S. but across the world behind him, and the deep state liberals hate him. On top of that, if you haven't noticed, there is a gaggle of people running for Congress who have never been in office, have never been around office, are literally having to go in, if they win, and learn on day one what they're supposed to do. Which means they would look to the Constitution as to what to do. Literally right now, which is happening, is what Bill Cooper talked about, which would need to happen to break the spell. Guys, I am convinced. And yeah, of course, there's always that little nagging thought here. What if it's a Trojan horse? What if it's bad? I am convinced that we are going to win this thing back. And the other stuff that's tied to this that goes back pre-biblical times, because it goes way back before, right? We're talking back to Samaria. I'm going to actually have Jason Q when he's back on discuss some of that so that he can explain to you what's actually in the paperwork. So it's just straight fact that he's finding. All right? Because I think that's what's important. We are literally flipping the script, and it took someone out of nowhere to actually do that. All right, I'm going to take 5 minutes of questions tonight, and then we'll call it a night. What? Yes, Jason Q will be back. I gotta find the date. I gotta see if it's this week or next week, because I gotta get it really consolidated and fine tuned. Okay. Good. Connie, yes, Jim Mars talks about this. Yes, he does. Well, thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. What a show. Can't sleep. I know. I told you. Jason Q will be back. Yes. Big stuff is coming. Correct, Joe. Does anybody have any questions for the next 5 minutes? Yeah, Jason Q is tweeting some crazy stuff right now. Yes. How are they going to put you to sleep? Vaccination. Oh, Michael, you have the civilian or civil flag out. I love it. XRP is on Coinbase. Yes. You buy XRP by going to Coinbase, setting up an account, and you have to tie a bank account to it. If you don't feel comfortable tying your personal bank account, then create a separate checking account and tie that to it. And then you can buy whatever you want. Pretty simple. Link, okay. Have I interviewed David Wilcock? No. David Wilcock, I don't know. David Wilcock is... I feel like I'm a lot of times more accurate than David Wilcock, and yet he has like 1 billion followers. So not that I don't like David Wilcock, but David Wilcock sometimes puts out things that he says are deadly accurate, which I would not say, because some of the things he says, like, I'm more of just a researcher. I like to go based off of history, what history is showing us happen. He likes to call on his alliance or patriot white hat sources, but a lot of times those don't come accurate. So I prefer diving deep into stuff like this and showing you how things are going to happen. QMAP has been down for a while. You have to go to Q alerts on your iPhone or your Android. Yes, he wore a Tiffany tie tonight. I saw that, Johnny. Yes. Saw it on credit unions. They're great. Get out of your bank if you can. Get into credit unions. What's the best way to buy gold? uscoincapital.com. CAPITOL.com. Number 17th is Q. Q is the number 17. That's the name. That's the letter of the alphabet. Let's see. Okay, have I noticed Biden's ear? Yeah, I have noticed that. Yeah, Biden's a train wreck. Let's just be honest, okay? He's a train wreck. Tonight will be a late night on Twitter for me because the president spoke and they're going to break everything down. If you guys have not followed, do you guys want a great person on Twitter to follow? Some of you won't like her because she's biblical and she goes into things that are going to challenge your stories. But who would like someone great on Twitter to follow that ties all of this back to biblical prophecy? Problem is, she's going to challenge your belief system. Not in a mean way, just you're going to have to look at it very differently. All right, here it is. I'll bring it up in a second here. Why a credit union? Because they're local. Okay. Can't wrap my mind around it. It's all over. We were watching. Yes. Okay. Did I see Beijing buying a glitch? No, I did not. I haven't watched this stuff. I only have so much time in the day. Greg from Gold Coast bought silver. Lovely. Can I get Dr. Mercola? I could, but I'm not super interested in it. There's things I know. But I'm not gonna say stuff on public camera. Med beds. I hope they're good. Yeah, I hope they're good. Let's see. Gene, you nailed it. Okay, who would like to see? Here's the health information. People want health information. There you go. I had seven new patients just today amongst all my other people. So I'm a loaded man, taking care of lots of people. Our office is taking care of lots of people. If you want to be taken care of by associates as well, let us know. We'd be happy to help you. I am helping people in the UK and Australia, across the entire globe, okay? Yes, it's awesome. Now, here, I'm going to show you who I was talking about. Here we go. So go follow Too Tall RN. It's at veteransalways_. She is a friggin' genius. I'm just going to say that now. She is so damn smart. She does gematria too. So that's her pinned tweet. Her pinned tweet is that she thinks, and she's shown pretty good evidence for it as well, that Trump is the reincarnation of King David. And look at his crown. I'm just letting you know. She just posted something 17 minutes ago. I don't even know what that is. Let me go. I'll go check it out in a second. Here we go. What else is going on here? What has she done late? 19 minutes ago. Oh, this must have been her last tweet. Let me go see. Let me open this up and see what it is. I don't know what it is. I have not looked at it. So let me. This is called a thread unroll. They do this for the big tweets. Okay, so there's the president. Oh, this shows all of his stuff around the country, around the world where he went to. Oh, look at Cher. Cher floats a conspiracy that Trump's re-election will make him king of America. That's funny. And then Trump declared himself king. What if he really is the reincarnation of King David? That would be crazy, right? So wait a second, hold on. Before I dive back into it, is everyone super offended by reincarnation? Like, why is that offensive? Why is that, I mean, it was taken out of the Bible. I don't know why it's offensive. Why is it so bad to think that that could happen? Like, that you come back and you learn more, you learn more, you learn more, you learn more. I think it's kind of a cool idea personally, but that's me. And I know people get all like fired up over it. Okay. Let me go back. She's got some gematria on here. So let me show you this gematria because, this is actually really cool here. Okay. This was it. So he's walking. Joy Reid warns that Trump views themselves as monarchs. It's almost as if the election doesn't matter. Maybe it doesn't. The president is not a king. That's actually hilarious. I wonder if they know something that everyone else knows. Now, I'm not saying I want a king. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. So this is interesting. So I have some people on here I know that are very, very devout Christians, right, on this feed. And they are saying that reincarnation equals truth. Okay, great. So then why are others so offended by reincarnation and that possibility? Because I think it's kind of cool, but yet, and I have a lot of my Christian followers who totally believe and say it's truth, but then a lot of them get really, really fanatic on it. So I'm just curious. Anyway, back to this. Sorry. 2016 was amazing, but we never had this kind of enthusiasm. That comes out to greatness overload. So I don't fully know gematria. I'm sorry. That turns out to Yahweh has chosen me to carry out his master plan. Interesting. And then greatness overload. Where is justice? John Kennedy alive in Midlothian, Texas. So there's actually cues on the map in Texas. And then vote for Trump on November 3rd. I am going to bring back our beloved bring our beloved New York back in gematria. Let's see. I am God, and I must say that I'm very pleased you have written these words. He might just be trolling that one. Anyway, she is very fascinating. Very, very fascinating. So go follow Too Tall RN, okay, which is fantastic. And I love some of your comments. A friend of mine said energy can neither be, it's not destroyed, which is true. So if the soul is energy, LA Key, the mother of patriots, who is a devout Christian woman, has said, she even posted here, reincarnation was stripped out of the Bible to control us, all about power and control. There you go. All right. It is what it is. You can get mad at me if you want to. That's fine. What browser do I use? I still switch between Chrome and Brave. The reason why, and I also have a blocker on this, so they can't see IP addresses. It mixes it up. But Brave works a lot of things that I love, and it actually works faster a lot of time. But then a lot of time on video feeds and things like that in media, Chrome has just better plugins to run stuff. So it is what it is, and I just use an IP blocker. That's all. That helps me. Good. Okay, guys. I love you all. I'm gonna go troll Twitter now for a little bit and see what happened today and what happened tonight with the president. And then we will be back, and Jason Q will be back tomorrow. Let me show you one last thing. Tomorrow, I will be being interviewed. Not me doing the interviewing. I will be interviewed on a podcast. And let me see if I can find real quick the channel, because I would love to promote them, because I'm going to be on their channel apparently. Let me see if I can find it real quick. My computer just decided to slow down a little bit. Let's see. I would love to be able to show you, because they look like great people. They reached out to me and they wanted to do a podcast with me. So I will be interviewed tomorrow, and I'm going to really quickly, I'd always say quickly and then I can't find it. I'm going to quickly try to find their channel. Give me 1 second, and I will, because I want to promo it for you guys, because I think you'd want to watch this and listen to this. They are really, really super spiritual people, which they look very cool, and I want to help them out because they have a nice little following, and they're looking for people in the natural healthcare world, and they're watching the QAnon phenomenon to see how everything unfolds. And so I think it's really awesome. Let me see if I can get it there. My computer has decided to slow down like crazy right at this moment. And no, I do not have a lot of tabs open. I know someone's going to say that. All right. So if you're just still hanging on, I'm just here to, I'm going to finish up, and I'm checking on this for you so I can show you where this is going to be interviewed at, because I think you would like it. Hold on 1 second here. Of course, now I'm probably, oh, here it is. Let me bring up their page and I will show you. They are Spiritually Raw. Awesome. Here, I found it. Now let me just quickly show you guys so you can see. So tomorrow, now I don't know that it's going to be live, but I will let you know when it's going to be on. But here is this is the podcast I will be on tomorrow. I will be on Spiritually Raw, the Ass Whipping Truth, with these wonderful folks. I'm looking forward to it. I've watched a couple of their videos. They're really great. And their latest videos, this is to show you, because they have 13,000 subscribers. So good, they're growing. Means they're pushing truth out there. Their latest videos are The Greatest God Comeback, Cue Trump. And they have some really cool, The Storm Is Upon Us. So check them out. Give them some love. They do a really good job, and they have invited me on to their show. So I will be there. Spiritually Raw. Check them out. And I'm assuming if it's done tomorrow, it'll probably be either released by this weekend or next week. But look out for that, and I will let you know. I'll drop the link as well, okay? But they're really good people, and I'm very, very honored to be on their show and looking forward to talking with them. So, guys, as always, I hope you loved the show. I hope it brought tremendous value to you. And I love you all. Do me a favor, as always. Go out and serve and help someone tomorrow. 2 months left, folks. It's time to get down to it, and it's time to take the American Republic back, as well as the planet for all of humanity. Have a wonderful night. Be well. Take good care of yourself. Love you all. Bye-bye.